Welcome aboard. Thank you for tuning in to our very first podcast. Hi, I'm April.
I'm Melissa.
And we are your Cruise Fix Chicks. Today we're going to talk about who we are, how we got into cruising, and what this podcast is all about. Each week we'll have a real discussion about all things related to cruising. We both love to cruise, so while we wait for our next one, we get our cruise fix by talking about cruising, our past experiences, cruise tips, and cruise news. During our shows, we'll have some questions and trivia for you, our fellow cruisies. So if you're ready, let's grab that snorkel and let's dive in.
Good job. All right. So to begin with, let's talk about when and why we started cruising. So if you want to, I can start. I started back in, 2012 or 2002, sorry. And I guess we sailed on the Sovereign of the Seas. So that was our first cruise. It was very tiny boat, and we enjoyed it. And of course, we did not cruise again until 2014. So, but we loved every bit of it. We did the inside cabin, which I'll never do again. That was yeah, like it's just too confined. But yeah, and we went to the Bahamas. So where did you go?
Now, is the Sovereign of the Seas, is that Royal Caribbean?
That was Royal. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
My first cruise was in 2006. It was my honeymoon, and we went on the Carnival Celebration.
Okay.
The OG Celebration.
OG.
Pretty small boat.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and show you that one real quick. There it is.
There it is. OG, man, that is so small compared to today's.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that was in, like I said, 2006 honeymoon. I think we went to Key West and the Bahamas.
Okay.
We also had an inside cabin. We didn't know any better.
Right. The inside cabins aren't bad. I will say, for the price and everything, if you're one of those people that don't really care to be in the room and you're out casino, whatever, then the inside cabin is definitely for you.
Absolutely.
But it was definitely a little bit of a shocker.
Yeah, it was. Not knowing what to expect.
Yeah.
Didn't do any research whatsoever.
Yeah, not like we do today.
No, nothing like we do today. I don't remember. I was just talking to my husband the other day saying, well, I don't ever remember us doing any shows. I remember being in the casino, being in the bar, doing karaoke. That's all I remember. I don't remember anything else.
Yeah, and that's funny because I think of the same thing. I'm trying to figure out bits and pieces about our cruise, but granted, I was a little intoxicated, but
right.
On there, but I really don't remember a whole lot. It was 2002, so it was a minute ago. Yeah, so I just remember going to the Bahamas. My husband trying to put his shoes on, and some little kid was trying to help him, and that's what I really remember.
I know I did lay out in the sun a lot because I got really, really burnt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Yeah, because didn't think about, it's not going to be that hot. We're going to be on a boat out in the middle of the ocean. Be plenty of wind. No problem.
Not that you're getting, UV rays. But
right.
Yeah.
That water's a reflector. Let's just add some more sun.
Yeah, exactly. I don't recall getting burnt, but I honestly don't think I even laid out.
Really?
I don't recall ever laying out in the sun on that boat. It was a 3-day, so it was such a quick turnaround that, by the time we got there and it was just like, what did we just do? We were
Wow.
on a boat, but I mean, it was fun. We had a little bit of rough seas, but got a little seasick after a few drinks. But yeah, it was interesting.
I think we while we were in line getting our tickets, well, no, not getting our tickets because they mailed them to us. Back then, we got like a little package that they mailed to you with your sale tickets, and
Jeez.
I guess once we got there, they maybe gave you the card, or I don't even remember them using the card. I
See,
remember there being a key. I think it's been so long ago, I don't remember.
yeah.
But
Well, we need to ask our listeners to see, if their first cruises, if they remember any of that
absolutely.
back in the day, if they want to comment about that. Because, yeah, the way that they do things today versus back then, like you said, mail, I didn't remember getting anything in the mail either. But I think my husband surprised me, so he probably intercepted that mail. But I didn't know how he got the documents, to be honest with you. So.
And I think our next one after that, I just remember, well, being in line before we got on the ship. I remember talking to some people in line, and they're like, "Have you ever been on a cruise before?" And I was like, "No, this is my first time." They're like, "Well, do you get seasick easy?" I'm like,
I don't know. I've never been on a cruise.
The only boats I was on at that time was like a gambling casino boat, and those were really small, and you felt.
Yeah, and you're just probably, yeah.
So she's like, "Well, I would suggest you take a seasick pill. Did you bring any?" I'm like, "No." She says, "Well, here, I have some," and she gave me some. Go ahead and
that was
take them.
nice.
And I think that was the only cruise that I ever had to take that on, because once I got through that one, I was fine.
Yeah, you had your sea legs. Yeah.
I had my sea legs, exactly. So by the time I took my next one, which was a big span of time like yours,
yeah,
not until 2013.
Yeah.
So,
which is funny because you're like, yeah, we got our sea legs, but then we didn't cruise again for, a number of years. So, but yeah, once I got past that, I mean, I just remember being a little sick, but that was only because we had some drinks and everything. But
yeah.
Missed our captain's dinner. We slept right on through that. So
Do you have a picture of the Sovereign of the Seas?
I do. You want to pull it up?
Sure.
It is. There it is in all its glory. So
with those pointy, long front of the boat. You notice that?
I know, right?
The other one was like that too.
Yeah. I don't think there's that pointy
Not
anymore,
now.
but yeah.
They're more rounded.
A little bit more rounded. Yeah. Like that was like, we're going through some water. So, but yeah, it was, I guess, it was obviously really, big boat to us at the time.
Right.
And then our next cruise that we went on Norwegian Epic. And so it was a bit of a complete night and day. And we were like, oh, we thought that was big. Never mind.
So you've taken, your first one was Royal, your second one was Norwegian.
Yeah.
Out of those two, which one did you like better?
Norwegian. Because for many years, Norwegian was our top pick cruise line. Even though we went on a Royal, but like you, I can't remember doing any shows. I can't remember, again, it was so long and we were so young and broke as all get out. And so we couldn't afford to do a lot anyway. So gambling and things like that. So we literally were just like on and off. Like I said, it was a 3-day cruise. So,
gotcha.
But Norwegian was our top pick for many years. And then, but now it's kind of, changed a lot as time has gone, that we've tried different boats. And so now I've learned more or less that it's not just the cruise line, it's the boat.
Okay.
So, so go on any of the boats, because it's per the boat, because things change and things are different, because like I said, we love Norwegian, and then we went on one last January, and it was like, oh, that was not what I remember.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But
so to give our listeners a little bit of a backstory to you and I.
Okay.
We met truly by like coincidence, I guess is what you could say.
Yeah.
Um, I started a job that she was leaving. So I was basically taking Melissa's spot at an old job. And I took her spot and started working there. And then maybe a year later, you came back, I guess, a year and a half or so.
Yeah, a year and a half. Yeah.
Came back to that same company and started working in the department that I was already in. And we
Mm-hmm.
kind of got to talking then and kind of became friends rather
Yeah.
quickly,
Yeah.
honestly. And we got to just talking about, things we like to do, vacations, and cruises was one of those main things that we had in common.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, you love to cruise. Oh, I love to cruise too. What have you been on? What have you done? Da 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 da.
And now it's like nonstop cruise talk.
Yes, exactly. So, see, all my cruises so far, except for one, have been Carnival.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'll give our listeners a little backstory to that as well. And the reason I was so drawn to Carnival is the next cruise we took after our first one was 2013.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Halloween cruise. My whole family, it was me, my husband, and my 2 girls went. And my dad was kind of sick when we left, but he was like, I'll be fine. You go ahead and go on your cruise. Not to dampen this little, podcast we got going here, but long story short, my dad didn't end up doing well. So by the time I got back to the States, Carnival was so accommodating to let me off the boat, me and my family off the boat first without having to go through customs or anything because my dad was dying. So I've always been really loyal to them, I guess.
Loyal. Yeah. I'd use the word loyal. Yeah.
Because they went above
They
and
made
beyond.
that they made that a very seamless, a little less stressful with the situation that was happening. So, I mean, I can completely understand that because that's, that was a, very trying and, probably very frustrating being out in the middle of the ocean and you can't do anything.
Right. Exactly.
Get back home.
Right.
So that was nice.
So that's why I like them. But I did try another cruise ship, and I've only tried one other cruise line, which is Royal.
Yeah.
And we went on Oasis of the Seas, which is a pretty large ship compared to what I've been used to.
Wait, you went on Oasis?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you hadn't been on a big boat.
Yeah, that was one of the Royal Caribbean was the large boat I was on. That was like the first mega ship I was on.
Okay.
I've never really done the newer mega ships that are out now, but that was one of the big ones. Yeah. And of course, it was like going up to the port, and seeing it was like, holy crap.
Yeah. And then when you see the little Carnival one next to it, you're like,
wow, I didn't expect it to be that big. It's humongous. And
yeah,
I mean, there's likes and dislikes to every cruise boat. So, but will I cruise Royal again? Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to try them all. So far what I've done is Carnival, Royal, Norwegian, and MSC.
Okay.
But, I want to try them all and have my own personal opinion about them because, I mean, MSC has mixed reviews, which I can completely get. But that was some pretty good review there. We'll get into that later on in our podcast, but basically, I want to try and have my own opinion about it. And again, it's per the boat because you can't say, oh, I'm just all Royal, and then you can go on a boat and really not like it.
Right, exactly.
We're going on a cruise in October, you and I. So we're going to the Radiance of the Seas. So we will see, how a smaller Royal boat, because I've never been on a smaller, other than the very first one, that Sovereign of the Seas, which, I mean.
Now, do you know what happened to Sovereign of the Seas? Are they still around, or was it like?
No, we're going to do some research and ask our listeners to see if they know if where it went to, and also if it went to the what is it, the junkyard, the cruise graveyard or something, so that will be interesting because that's another topic, we want to go over later on is what they do with these older boats anyway.
Right. So. I think the one I went on, the Carnival Celebration, I think it went to a scrapyard, but I thought I read at one point that it was sold and they repurposed it for it was called the Bahama something or another, but I could be completely wrong. Again, our listeners can tell us if they know.
Yeah, absolutely. Comment down below and let us know what, if anybody knows where these older boats went to, and or if they've even sailed on those as well and they remember, their first experience on it. So
yeah, we would love to hear from you guys. And if y'all ever have any questions or responses, we will be glad to say them, kind of say your name out there.
Yeah.
Won't tell too much information about you, of course. At least say your name, your first name, and kind of give the message out there so everybody else can listen and hear what you have to say. We're always open to comments and reviews, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. So quick question for you. Mm-hmm. What is it whenever you first started cruising that drew you into cruising?
Being it was so long ago, and with such a big span, like we were talking about, it was such a long span. I don't know why I didn't just go right after that again. Right. I just thought, okay, so now let's take my kids and my husband and my in-laws on a cruise and see how that goes. Instead of just being us two. And when we did that, it was like, I think that second cruise is what drew me in, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because I feel like the first cruise, maybe it wasn't, not that it was a bad experience or anything. It just, between the span of, it was like, okay, I really like that. We'd like to do it again. But then once, like our, 2013, 14 came along, then it's like, oh, I really like this a lot. So
yeah, it was kind of like that. It was what was different about it, and I really liked, because I'd like to do one again. It was a Halloween cruise.
I want to do one. Listen, we were on a boat right before Halloween, not to interrupt you, but right before Halloween, and they were decorating for Halloween for the next cruise. And I was so freaking jealous because I was like, it looked so amazing. I was like, oh, can we just do it back to back real quick?
Right?
Was yours all decked
out? It was all decked out.
I was going to say, what was yours like?
They had all kinds of decorations, even how they do pictures, you go do your pictures on the promenade deck or whatever you're doing. They have all those little picture stands and whatever. They were all Halloween themed, which was great. Oh. They had a costume party, like a costume contest.
Did you dress up? Do you remember dressing up?
We all dressed up. I don't have a picture of that, but me and my husband dressed up Danny and Sandy from Greece.
No, really?
Yeah.
I see pictures of that.
I'll have to see if I've got any. I don't remember if we took any, but our oldest daughter was pregnant with our first granddaughter at the time, and she went as like if I'm not mistaken, like I'm trying to think, a blow pop. She was dressed like a blow pop. Don't ask. Maybe it's the only outfit that would fit her. I don't know.
I'm a little like, don't know what to say about that. How do you dress up like a blow pop?
Maybe it was like the packaging, like from the blow pop, like the logo and stuff.
Okay.
It was weird. And
that's interesting.
What was our youngest one dressed up like? Oh, little Bo Peep.
Okay. Now that I can get.
They had little. Go ahead.
You said Ed's parents went on there, right?
Yes.
What did they dress up as well?
I don't think they dressed up at all.
Okay.
No, because they were early birds. They would go to bed or whatever. This was like late night stuff.
Oh, okay.
I remember learning the Thriller dance. Me and my youngest daughter learned the Thriller dance, costume contests, just costume parties, and it was just jam packed. You could barely walk through any of the decks.
Yeah.
They were having music and stuff because it was so jam packed, and just
seeing
everybody in their costumes was amazing.
And that was on the Oasis, right?
No, that was on Carnival. That was Carnival Fascination. That was my second one.
Okay.
Royal. I didn't do Royal until like 2008, I think. Okay. I might have to look that up, but I think it was 2008.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Okay. Yeah, because I wanted to do we've always done Thanksgiving cruises because that was in 2014, when we started cruising with Norwegian, we did Thanksgiving, and then it became a tradition for us because I don't like cooking. So so I was like, perfect. Somebody cooks for me, and then you don't have to worry about all that family craziness and, who's doing it at whose house. I'll be like, I'm at sea, sorry.
Right.
And so we really enjoyed that, doing it for Thanksgiving. And then we started the last couple of years doing it more frequently. We try to do at least 3, 4 a year. Get it in while we can. So
yeah, it was 2018. I thought it was 2008, but
I was gonna say, I thought you said it was 2006. Yeah. Okay.
18.
Okay. When you said 2008, I was like, wait a minute.
I know. I said I knew it was an 8 in it or something. I just couldn't remember.
Okay. So 2018.
See, we've never taken any cruises during holidays, like
other
Thanksgiving.
than Halloween. Okay.
Halloween, yeah. I mean, it's not really a holiday, but a lot of people celebrate it. I enjoy it. I never done like New Year's, Christmas, Thanksgiving. A lot of people have.
Yeah. We've done the Thanksgiving. I'd like to do the Halloween. Halloween's my favorite time of year.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised we haven't done one, but maybe that'll be on our next bucket list.
There you go.
So, but yeah, so what kind of drew me in, of course, with cruising is just the whole water, just looking out at the water and literally just being like, no land, it's just so calming and relaxing. Because it's funny, I'm not a beach person, but I love anything tropical. I don't want to go to the beach and play in the sand.
I hate the sand, honestly, because I don't like it on me.
But and then I also don't like to be eaten by sharks. So
right.
Just little things in life. But but I definitely, that's my biggest thing, and that's why we've always gone. Once we went to a balcony room, I'm all about balcony because I want to see that water. I want to hear that water. Because so many times, I'll lay out on the deck and just sleep out there, if I can't sleep or something like that. But yeah, that's what drew me in more or less, was just that water experience and just seeing that and hearing it. So that
is like a peaceful calm.
It is.
I think it's good for those who do like it, but there are some people that's like, that's what scares me the most about cruising, is because you're out in the open water, no land around. What happens if boat sinks? And I'm like, it's very rare that would happen.
Right. If that's my way to go, then I'm dying happy. I don't want to, but
yeah, I get that.
But yeah, so it's definitely fun, but I'm ready to go in October. Yes. Wish we were doing a freaking, did we not plan one for Halloween?
I thought I looked at it and I want to say something was conflicting that we didn't do it. I forget what it was.
Okay.
Because I had like a date around that time, but something was conflicting, and I don't remember if it was
somebody at work schedule, something.
It wasn't your niece's baby shower, because that's next weekend.
Yeah.
It was something around that time. I forget what it was.
Okay.
But it was something like that.
Okay.
So with this podcast, we're basically just, Melissa and I will just have discussions about anything cruise related. We'll have a topic each week about what we're going to talk about. We'll do some little research and talk about it, and we'll get our listeners insights, I guess. What they know.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many things and topics of discussion regarding cruise related stuff, like articles that come out that, especially for people who are brand new to cruising, if they did anything like you and I do, where we literally research everything to death. So, if you're, wanting to, try a new boat, where to go and how to, start your research and things like that. from booking, cruises all the way to, just where the boats went, so we're just going to just basically have a gambit of information to provide you, and hope you all listen, subscribe, and comment, of course. And definitely tell us, what you would like to hear.
Absolutely. We'll take anything we can get at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is our first. We're learning the ropes here.
Yeah.
We'd like to hear from our listeners, of course, whether it's negative or positive.
Yeah.
We're not going to claim to be that we know everything.
Nope.
We don't. We're just going on personal experience only.
Yeah.
And we just like to talk about it. And again, like I said at the beginning of the intro, till our next cruise, we're trying to get that fix to make us, get that kind of fixed until we get on to our next one. So we just want to talk about everything we possibly can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Research, we look at pictures, we listen to people, we watch videos, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and we listen to a lot of other podcast people, and they've given us a lot of information as well. So definitely worth it to hear everybody's kind of perspective on things.
Right. That's the word I was looking for. Perspective.
There you go. Help you out.
My mind drew a blank, and I was like,
it's that, yeah. But definitely, so next week we're going to try to talk about researching, and the best way to just kind of start your travel into cruising, whether it be looking online to, ways to save money, because that's a huge thing, nowadays, because, just talking to travel agents, is it worth it? Things like that. But definitely, try to find some money saving ideas, and, for you to get started cruising. And if you are already a cruiser, great. If not, and you're brand new to cruising, we definitely, can answer any questions that you have. And, if we don't know, we will find out.
Correct. So as of today, how many cruises have you been on, Melissa?
I've been on 11.
Okay.
So
11.
yeah. And my mother didn't realize that I had gone on 11 cruises. She's like, why are you and April starting this podcast? And I was like, because we love cruising. We love everything about cruising. And she just literally was like, well, how many cruises have you been on? I said 11. And she's like, how did I not know that?
And it's funny that you say 11, because now I've been on 11.
Yeah.
And the only cruise that you and I took together was actually in April.
Yep.
We went to Hawaii for 15 days. There's a cruise for 15 days, not 15 days in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It was a 15-day cruise. We had a great time.
Yeah, had a great time.
Loved the boat. It was an older Carnival boat.
Yeah. And seeing that's something, I'm saying about per the boat, because my first Carnival experience was the Freedom. And that was when, what was it, 2 weeks prior to us sailing, I believe the fishtail, whatever you want to call that thing, caught fire. So when we went on the cruise, it was completely just burnt. They didn't even fix it. And so that was a little bit of it was a little bit of a shocker for me. It was a 5-day cruise. And then the first day and a half to 2 days, literally, I was like depressed, because I was like, what is this?
I remember you texted me and you're like, oh, awful.
I was like,
this is why you like Carnival so much. This is awful.
Oh, now, and they're okay. So if I was to create a boat, I'm only $900 million short. So if any of our listeners would like to, get a boat going, we can.
Start our own cruise line.
Exactly. But I loved their staff. They have hands down the best staff. If I was to create a boat myself, it would be Carnival staff all day long. Not that Royal or Norwegian wasn't wasn't great. It's just because of the higher class boat, they are busy. They don't have time to really, just as personable and chit chat with you. Where, like we were on this boat, and the what was it? The bartender always had a cup for my husband because he dips. And so literally was like, and I was like, stop enabling him. But every time, I mean, they knew our names from day one. I mean, those people were just, I was like, I don't even remember people's names. And I've worked with half the people.
I'll tell you what,
they do, because they have to turn that crap around next week. And it's like, and then they have to come up with a whole bunch of new names. And I'm like, oh my God, they're amazing. But, and Carnival's app, I'm going to say they have an amazing app. Norwegian, no. It was so unuser friendly that I just ended up, I wanted to chunk my phone. I was just so aggravated because it's like, I can't get into the, this show or that show. So we just ended up not doing anything on that cruise whatsoever. But yeah, Carnival, that was a bit of a shock for me. But then, we kind of were like, okay, it's not what we're used to. Clearly, I'm high maintenance on a cruise. I get it. But bring it down. So we started having fun. But the only other thing about the Freedom was there was lack of entertainment on that boat. But see, when we went to Hawaii, it was pretty good entertainment. I mean, we kept ourselves busy even at 15 days,
we were worried about them having enough entertainment for that long period of time.
Right. Yeah. And now, some of their comedy could have been a little bit better, but
some of them. One of them was hilarious, and others were like, okay.
Yeah. And I can tell you on the Freedom, that was what got us through those 5 days, was the comedy, because we had a guy on there and his name was Jersey. And let me tell you, unbelievably funny. He is so funny. I would say go Google him, but he never has information online. So I've tried to keep up with that. So I'm like, how are you going to get bigger if you don't have some YouTube stuff out there?
Right,
so
exactly.
Whatever. I'm not his manager, so whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I can tell you a few things. But anyway, but he was the reason. I mean, that's all we did on the boat was literally go to the comedy club. And we went to the PG and then went to the rated R every night.
Now, was the PG and the rated R the same thing, just or a different?
Every show was different. No, I take that back. We went to the PG. There was, they were different because, of course, he couldn't curse or anything like that.
Right.
But yeah, he was the only one for a 5-day cruise. They didn't bring in nobody else. And I was shocked because, he was like, yeah, I'm doing all the shows. So, and he was amazing. So, and we had a great time. We were with a bunch of friends that, made it fun and enjoyable. So, but yeah. But my other thing with Carnival is stop running out of bacon.
But you found out how to get that bacon, though, didn't you?
I did. Thanks to you, Ned. You gotta go to the main dining if you want bacon every day.
Yes, the main dining room.
Don't serve it on the buffet
every single day.
Yeah, they don't serve it on buffet. So sorry for your luck.
So now, out of because I know you and I and our husbands are going on Norwegian next year.
Yeah.
In 2025, in November, they're coming to Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah.
Our home state, where we're at, not home state, but where we're at.
Well, yeah.
So that's going to be an easy port to go to.
Yeah. Thank goodness. Don't have to drive too far.
Right. I don't have to. So I'll get to experience a Norwegian ship, my first one. So I'm doing little by little.
Yeah.
So as of now, how many Carnival boats have you been on, Melissa?
Okay, so we went on the Freedom, Celebration, and the Miracle. So 3.
So 3. So I've
Yeah.
done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess 7 carnivals, and I've done maybe back to back on a couple of them.
Yeah. Yeah, you did that one. What boat was that?
Elation, a back
The
to back on
Elation.
Elation.
Yeah.
But that was like I'd done it once already, and then we did a back to back after that. So I've been on that one 3 times. Been on Magic a couple of times.
How did you like your back to back?
I
Did
loved
you
it.
really? So it was kind of like our Hawaii cruise where it was like 15 days and it just really felt like you got a vacation, because like I always say whenever even on an 8-day, it feels great, but by the time you get more acclimated to, all this stuff, because you're, normal life adulting, you have to go to bed at a decent time because you got to get up to go to work.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and then if you turn around and you're coming back home, so it does feel like you're getting a better and a longer vacation. So you really did have relaxation time.
Yeah, so we'll get into talking about like on our next show as far as like the booking process of a cruise.
Yeah.
Like Melissa said, with travel agents or researching yourself, stuff like that, how you get to the ports. That's another thing within itself.
Yeah.
Especially if you're traveling very far and have to fly there.
Yeah. And word of advice, please fly early.
Yes. any port you go to, always go there a day before. Even I mean, if you live in the same state, that's one thing, but always get to the port city the day before your cruise.
Yeah. And as we know, because of the current situation that happened, Friday? Was it Friday, Monday? Today? What day?
Today's Monday.
Outage, the Microsoft outage or whatever it was.
That was Friday.
Okay, thank you. So because of that, I mean, thinking about, all those people stranded at the airport, it's like, what, because how many times, like, I mean, even on our Facebook page, when we were going to Hawaii, but it was, all these people were like, oh, we're flying in today. And it's like, that is, to me, that is stressful. That is almost like you almost not getting back from the excursion. Okay.
Don't miss that boat.
You're going to be running. I would rather not. Thank you. Right, I mean, I'm like, plan ahead, plan accordingly, but we'll get into all of that a little bit more, the next show and see, what to do and what not to do.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, so I'm excited. We're going to have a lot of fun and we're going to make a lot of mistakes and it's going to be fun and interesting. So definitely hang out with us and, come and act silly and crazy right along with
Have a drink while you're sitting there watching.
Have a drink.
Put an umbrella in it. Act like you're on an island. Just prop up.
Oh yeah, I forgot my little
I got that too.
Hair clip. Yeah.
We'll wear that next time.
You got your sunglasses on.
I do have my sunglasses on.
Yeah.
Always in that cruise mode, baby.
Love it. So yeah. But so next episode, definitely stay tuned. We have all kinds of, Facebook. So what we got? Instagram. Geez Louise. Snap.
You forgot, didn't you? Facebook.
I was about to say Snapchat, but it's Snapchat.
This will be on YouTube.
YouTube, yeah, we're going to try to do Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're just going to try to load it up to everything that we can. So, so that more we can get out there, and so definitely we have a website, and we'll share all that information on our bio, whatever. Wherever that will be.
Wherever it will be. But right now, if you have...
We don't know yet if it's going to be up or down or side.
If you have any comments or questions, you can always email us at cruisefixchix@gmail.com.
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely hang out with us, and so we'll just have fun. So
So we do have a trivia question for our cruisies. We're going to call you all our cruisies, fellow cruisies. Even if you're new to cruising or, somebody that's been cruising for a long time.
Yeah.
So here's a trivia question for you. Why are all the boats, cruise boats, freight liners, why is the hull of the ship painted red? Send us a message. Let us know what you think.
And we will answer that question on episode 2.
Correct. We'll try to do trivia questions for you guys and kind of cruise related and see if you can come up with the answer.
We're gonna try. I mean, I've been looking at some trivia questions and it was like so basic. I was like, okay, I gotta really do some digging on that because like that one, I don't know how I happened upon that question. And I was like, oh my God, that's such a great idea. Yeah. To kind of, come up with some things that people really don't know. Because I really didn't know why they're painted red. And what
it's funny that you, my husband's stream that he does, I asked that because I help him with that. And they were like, does she have, like Mrs. T, does she have a trivia question or just some kind of, it's always like a question of the night. That's what it was.
Okay.
Does she have a question of the night for us tonight? And I usually, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So it's like, as a matter of fact, I do. And I asked that question because I was telling them that we were starting a podcast.
Okay.
And I said, I'm going to ask you guys this question, see if y'all can tell me the answer. So I'll let everybody kind of give them the chance to answer it. And then I went away for a little bit, then I came back and I answered it. And
so, but what was your response?
Right.
Some of them did?
Yeah.
All right. They probably Googled it. Did they Google it before? They probably went over there because they're so fast at, probably answered it right there. But did some of them that didn't know the answer, were they like surprised?
Not that they were really surprised, and they started cracking jokes about it, and I'm just like, y'all are so, get out of here.
Like, never mind, y'all are cruisers. Y'all are magic card. Love it.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll be coming back with another episode. We should upload these on Wednesday.
Yep.
So catch our new show every Wednesday, and we look forward to seeing you guys again. And remember, tune in, get your fix, and cruise on. I'm April.
Right. I'm Melissa.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.